We're in Thailand at Suvarnabhumi International Airport. We're going to do a round-robin trip around Bangkok. So let's have a look at the map. So we're taking off in the bottom right of the map, as you can see. There we go, Suvarnabhumi Airport. It's got two main runways. It's a very large airport, actually. And we're flying almost directly north, 20 miles, which is a nice round number. There's a lot to see around Bangkok. It took me hours and hours to decide what to look at the first time. I've just picked very simple visual landmarks like these two, because there's so many shapes and colours going on in buildings. These two very large lakes of an unusually geometric shape, which is at the Rajamangala University of Technology, and I put the turn point on the tiny bridge between the two lakes right there. So we don't really need to see the bridge, but if we turn anywhere over these two lakes, we'll be good. And on the way up, we'll be out the right hand window, we'll see the RG City Golf Club. Lots of other interesting things on the way up. Okay, so we make a hard left turn about 135 degrees and fly down past another airport, the Don Mueang International Airport. So that's only, I guess, 5 miles down the road, yep, 6 miles. So if we see that, we know we're on the right track, and we're going to go for the Royal Palace, which is contained in this curve of the river. As you can see, there's so many buildings, parks, sporting grounds, monuments, all kinds of great things to look at here. So the Grand Palace on this river bend, and in the gallery you'll see some pictures of what that looks like on approach. If you have the chance to get down there and have a close look at it, it's very ornate, beautiful, decorative set of buildings. And then we turn slightly to the east as we continue down the map, and pretty much following the river. If you average out the curves in the river, we're going to see a bit of all of it, taking us right to the river mouth at the naval garage, where the Tyrol Navy parks some of its vessels. And that's it, and then back to the airport. So there we go, we're going counterclockwise, straight up to the two big lakes, very easy to see, past an airport, down to the Royal Palace, which is a bit harder to pick out, but it's not too bad. And and that's it, down to the garage, back to the airport. Should be a fun trip. It's about 69 miles all up.
So it's 8:14 AM. We're at Suvarnabhumi Airport in Thailand, ready to take off, runway 19 left. And I'll tell you what, it took me about 20 minutes, I reckon. Felt like 20 minutes, probably 10 minutes to taxi here around this beautiful airport, but it was a very pleasant journey, I've got to say. Okay, let's do a rolling start. Done our pre-flights, everything's working well. Just follow this yellow line onto the centre line. Here's the numbers, 19, and go full throttle. 30 knots, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100, rotate 6 degrees, and up we go. Gear up, flaps up, holding back stick here as we go through 160 knots. Tends to sink and feel it go with the stick at that point. Going through 200, start to relax the stick. A little bit of back trim, going through 250. Adjust the trim. Throttle back a bit. And we're on our way.
6007 leaving my airspace, frequency change approved.
Mike India Golf 1. So we're going to do a
Tower Mix 007 frequency change.
left-hand turn to pick up our northerly track to the Institute of Technology. As you can already see out the window here, there's so many structures and buildings in Bangkok. It is, you could fly around here for a month of Sundays and never see the same thing twice. So they actually cut across the northern corner of the runway now. We'll be very much on track. Heading bearing 354, just slightly left of north. Look at the size of that airport. And I was parked way up in the corner of centre screen. Had to come all the way down to that avenue with the nice ponds in the middle. Taxi back up here. There's no way to get across the top or bottom of the airport. You've got to go through that centre avenue. So just FYI. Believe me, I'd studied the map for quite a while. The only way I could have made it across would have been to take to the main roads, but didn't think that was advisable. Okay, so let's climb a bit. We're pretty low at 500 feet. Let's get up to 1,000. So, as usual, I stick very close to the flight plan on this first flight. Actually spent several hours trying to decide. There were so many choices about landmarks you could fly to here. As I said, I'll have to come back many times to even scratch the surface of what you can see in Bangkok from the air. Parks, waterways, yeah, plethora of goodness, BFR goodness. Let's go to the left wing cam. Yeah, see what I mean? Interesting angles, waterways, parks, lots of green in the city actually, lots of lovely trees. About halfway to the first turn point now. Let's go to the right wing cam. Pretty much following this roadway up to the campus. In fact, you can just start to see the first of the large ponds or lakes, you might call it, coming centre view right now. Let's go to 1,500 feet, we'll get a clearer view. There we go, 1,500. You can start to see the two rectangular shapes breaking out. Now in the centre is clear, so I'm going to come right a bit because we have a left turn coming up at 135 degrees left turn. So let's get the turn point off the left wing so we can look downwards as we turn around it. There we go. Clearly see now the two rectangular ponds. Those large structures are the Institute of Technology. So we're going to turn there. So let's get back into the driver's seat. And we're going to turn. We're going to fly over that airport you can see there actually. So that's another good visual reference. Up to 3,000 feet now. Probably good altitude for most of these VFR flights. Yeah, playing fields, campus there. Two ponds with a tiny, tiny bridge at the drawing right there. Awesome. That's it. Okay. Yeah, we basically aim for that airport. You can see down there. We will be going in the right direction. That's it. Spot on. sit up at 3,000 for a while just to see what it looks like. Let's go right where we can. Some of the maps say this airport's decommissioned, but the lights are definitely on. Just entering some clouds there. So we're about 3,000 feet. As you can see, there are water features everywhere. There's aircraft down there. The lights are on, so it looks active to me. Now we can start to see the river which winds down through the centre of the city, appearing along just below the horizon. I'm going to slow up because we'll try and make sure we get the old Mark 1 eyeball onto this palace. It's about 6 miles out. I'm going to come in a bit lower. I reckon 1,500 feet would be good. Lots of roadways, complex road system moving too, very well developed. Okay, let's slow up a little more. It's quite near the river, directly online, so the easiest thing to do is check your map and make sure you're headed directly towards that triangle. Watch your altitude. Let's get back up to 1,000 feet. Kind of doing a juggling act here. Right, so we won't see it till the last minute. Going quite slow, a couple hundred knots. Still can't see it. Just trusting the map. A mile and a half out. But when you see it, you see why it was worth looking for. Now, okay, I can see where it's going to be now. There's this green square on a corner, and there's a tall red building, tall sandstone building, and through the gap there is the palace. So if you look down, now see, green field, red building, sandstone building, and there's the palace underneath it. So let's just turn back around, have another look at it. We'll turn back to the north. Right when you came out. Here it is, tucked in here. Okay, unmistakable when you finally see it. So if you get down to about, I'll do one more pass. So probably, I guess about 500 feet's a good height to actually spot that. And of course you can always do an orbit here and try to get your eyes back on it. Now I see where it is. I probably misled with, it's probably looking at the wrong block. From the river side it's very clear. It's coming up. There we go, just past that grey building. I'm going to swing left over it. Oh, there it is. Missed it again. Coming up now. Yellow gold covered roofs. Okay, it is next to a park. I just picked the wrong park. But there it is, very clearly. Yeah. So 600 feet and it's unmistakable and well worth getting your eyes on that. Okay. Phew. Well, I spent so long setting up that I thought it'd be easy. And as you can see, there is a park directly next to it on our line of flight. So, and it's right on the river bend. Oh well. Didn't say it was going to be easy, but it was worthwhile. Now we follow the river down at 10 miles and just get myself sorted out here. Back to 1500 feet, going down to the river mouth basically. So you can just aim for that, which is pretty much straight ahead, and check out the scenes as you make your way down there. There's a heap to see. So I'm going to recommend 500 feet altitude to spot that palace. It is surrounded by rather tall buildings. Back to 1500 feet for the other legs. Seems pretty good. Some boat traffic on the river. So we're going to fly past the naval garage facility, which I can already see in front of me on the right bank. Yep, kind of white shapes there extending into the water. That's it. That's it. And you'll see a couple of ships parked in there, various sizes. That's it. Looking back to the north, and now we'll turn back to the airport and see where they want us to land. There is an ancient city on the right here, but it's pretty hard to see. It's pretty much somewhere down here, but it's quite hard to pick out. Okay, I'm going to call the airport, see what they want us to do. Channel 2. Channel 1. Channel 1.
Airbus November Bravo Sierra with 27117. Cleared to land runway 19
Gotta wait for it. Mike India Golf 4. same runway we took off from. That's good. Mike India Golf 1.
Enter left downwind runway 19 or left big 007.
Okay, so 19 left is on the, from this direction, it's on the right hand side. And they want left traffic, so we're going to do a left hand circle around the airport. Come back down to the south, down this way to land. There's the airport, massive airport, so that's looking at us as 19er right, we want 19er left. Absolutely huge airport. There it is. And as soon as we pass the northern perimeter of the airfield, we'll get a clear to land message, I'd say. There we go.
Follow the aircraft on the runway.
Alright.
Wind 271 at 7. Clear to land runway 19 or left.
Mike India Golf 1.
Clear to land runway 19 or left big 007.
Okay, let's do an easy approach. I think I'll turn when I get past this this suburb. Got my 9 dialed into my HSI. Call up the map. Find where we are. GPS tracking. Turn that on, and you'll find that's where we are. Use the mouse to drag it round, and you'll see. Yep, we want to come back and land on that left runway. So let's turn now. Heading through west, coming around to heading 190. Pretty much lined up with the runway. Nice. Throttle's right back, 260 knots, we're at 2,000 feet. Set the trim so I can fly hands off. Let it fly itself in. See the tower in the centre of the screen there. 2 very big runways, 255 knots. I'm going to wait till 175 to lower the gear, which is the recommended speed. But I might need to pop the speed brakes because we're not losing speed, so let's do that. Speed brake out. 220. Now look at that, I'm actually lined up to land on the lake, the pond rather, so I've got to come left. At least they're oriented in the same direction. Okay, that's close enough to 175, let's get the gear down, and flaps down. Gear's travelling. We've got 3 whites, 1 red, so I like this approach, it's very uncluttered. Speed's dropping because we've got plenty of drag, we're right on glide slope. Okay, focus. One, 2, 8. Well, 1, 8. threshold speed 106. .91 knots, so a bit slow. The angle of attack was at 7 degrees, which is right. A couple of knots slow, I'm pretty happy with that. It was a very sedate landing. I guess,
007 exit runway when able.
yeah. And we can exit here actually. So there we go, the flight went a bit long because I had to hunt and search a little bit for the palace, but other than that we've been pretty much on time. So I look forward to doing it again
007 contact ground on
later in the day.